I don't give bonds 2 times in a row. And I counsel people every single time when they come here that if I give you a bond now, it's not going to happen.
They put me on insulin. I take insulin 2 times a day. I can't, the way that they expedite you there, I'll be sick by the time I'm done. Please.
You're giving them 1. I can't do it again.
I'm big.
Mr. Berry, we're bringing you out now because your lawyer has asked for me to set you a bond.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I've got 2 main concerns. First, most importantly, are you a danger to my public? And number 2, equally as important, are you going to go back to the jurisdiction you're wanted from?
Permission to speak?
Just wait.
Okay.
I'll give you a chance.
Yes, sir.
I know that you're going to tell me that it's gumdrops and rainbows and I get it.
Sir.
But the way that I get to know you is how you look on paper, because that tells me who you are.
Sir.
Not what's in here, because a lot of people tell me things, and when they walk out the door, they turn into someone completely different.
Sir.
And so that will really tell me who you are.
Sir.
Okay? I will give you the opportunity to speak. I'm going to give her the opportunity to speak as well. I'd like to know, number 1, where is he wanted from, what for, and what kind of priors does he have?
Yes, Judge. He's wanted out of Fulton County, Georgia. On the front cover of the fugitive page, it states that he's wanted for theft of taking, but I did a little bit of digging, and it looks like he's wanted for 4 felonies out of the same transaction. I don't know why they didn't include it on the teletype or running his FBI number to confirm. He's wanted additionally for 2nd-degree felony criminal damage to property and two charges for unlawful person employed by or associated with criminal street gang to conduct and participate in criminal activity through commission of offense. It's a very, very long charge name. But it looks like it was the same offenses that he was originally extradited for back in 2022. I guess he either absconded or violated them again, but it looks to be open cases. And specifically addressing bond is that the state would be opposed for him granting a bond. In the past 10 years alone, not excluding other states and anything past that, he's been arrested 21 times, 12 of them felonies, 2 revocations of paroles, and 3 evadings, 2 felonies and 1 misdemeanor. I believe he's a definition of a flight and safety risk, and due to that fact, we request that the court deny bond.
Your Honor, if I may. So in regards to the telegram, because obviously the state has their duty, I have my duty as defense attorney. All of the other charges that were not on that telegram were dismissed. The case was reduced to theft. This case has been pending since God knows when, because Fulton County is a very slow court. Your Honor, here as I stand with the same client, I stood before you 2 years ago asking for a bond for my client to go back. You granted a bond, Your Honor. And when you granted that bond, my client did what you would want anyone to do, which is turn himself in, appear in court. They gave him another court date. However, no, once he checked himself in, he was able to bond out of Fulton County. Since then, that case has still been pending. He has an attorney in that county as well. However, throughout the times, my client moved. The issue was that there was supposed to be an updated address change to the court. So there was a court date, I believe around August the 12th. And because they did not update his address, the notice was sent to his old address. They immediately issued a warrant. So my client was actually picked up when he came back from work. He didn't even know that he had a warrant. And I understand the state's position that my client does have
a courtroom packed with second chances and judges running out of patience. Repeat bonds, repeat arrests, repeat promises. Today, the court isn't just hearing excuses, it's testing credibility.
Extensive history. I was also his parole attorney, which he was successfully discharged from as well. I know Mr. Berry, and I could stand for him before this court. Anybody that I have stood before you has always, I'm not going to take a client that's going to embarrass me or embarrass you. He came, last time you allowed and granted a bond. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. And if you do it this time, he would do that again.
I don't give bonds 2 times in a row. And I counsel people every single time when they come here that if I give you a bond now, it's not going to happen again. It's your responsibility. You've been a fugitive once. We don't let you do it over and over and over.
Sir.
I gave you a bond last time. I can't keep doing it because you're going to keep, it's the same thing's going to keep happening.
It's not, sir, I promise you.
I get it, but it did. And I told you last time,
But
it's not going to happen again.
yes, sir. Can I talk to you, please?
But Your Honor, it was not, so this.
How do I know that?
So I'm telling you this because I'm also an officer of the court and I've done my research, Your Honor. It was not his fault. It was not. It was just a mistake of address. That's the only reason why. I've been checking in with my
He's supposed to update them of
He
any
did.
change of address.
He can
I
speak
did.
for that
Can I
part.
please talk to you, please?
So what I would do is reach out to Fulton County, let them know, and hopefully they'll pull the warrant. They'll pull the hold. Or will they not?
So, Your Honor, I've had history with this county. They're very slow.
Yes.
It's very
Have you done
difficult.
work there?
Huh?
You done work there?
For other clients.
Really?
Yes. Your Honor, can you just listen? Can you just hear him out
Please.
as to
I'd be
why?
happy to hear you. Please.
Your Honor.
So with the regarding that you did update your address,
Yes.
specifically address that.
Yes. Your Honor, the last time you gave me this bond, you told me to get a job and you told me to change my life. And I did that. I completed CDL school. I work every day.
Wonderful.
They put me on insulin. I take insulin 2 times a day. I can't, the way that they expedite you there, I'll be sick by the time I make it. My flight has already been in the process of being booked, like you told me to left
Can't take a flight.
But so
to turn myself in.
Mm-mm. You have a warrant. If you try to get on an airplane, they're going to take you into
It let
custody.
me last time. You let me out. They let me take it. I turned. Okay, the address I updated it, Your Honor. And
How do I know that?
I mean, I didn't. I had.
Am I supposed to take your word for it?
I was honest with you last time about everything.
And that's why I gave you a bond.
But
And I told you though, the last time, it's not going to happen again.
But you said if I messed up, and I did not mess up, Your Honor. I
Nope.
did good, Your Honor. I
Great.
promise you.
But now
You
something.
gave me 10 days to turn myself in. I turned myself in 6 days.
Your Honor, it was really because of the address change. And
Please, Your
So
Honor.
if you're not going to at least believe him, you can hopefully.
It's not a matter of belief or disbelief.
Okay.
It's a matter of that we cannot continue to enable. That's what it is. And if I do this now, who's to say it's not going to happen a third time?
It's not, Your
not,
Honor.
because-
Told me
They
that the
dismissed
first
my
time.
cases.
They
They dismissed
so-
3 of the cases, Your
So
Honor.
from the time of this charge was pending, 3 of those cases were dismissed, Your Honor, and then the other cases were dismissed at that. Clearly, the
Yes,
reason
sir.
why it's pending is because they don't have anything, but it's not.
So why? I mean, can't you do a speedy trial? Ask for a speedy trial.
So he has an attorney on that court. It's just the court's very slow and it's very different.
But
Yes,
what
Your
I,
Honor.
what I can assure you is, it was just a mere mistake, Your Honor, like,
So I just want to
Please,
step in
Your
real
Honor.
quick because I've had one before where they stated it was a clerical error, and I want to say only one time out of all the other times I approached where it was a genuine clerical error. Once they corrected it in the demanding jurisdiction, is they removed the warrant. I've had that happen before. So if the court wants to roll it over for a day, and if counsel wants to contact Fulton County to figure out if it was truly a clerical error and it was a misunderstanding of where it was to be shipped out for
But I
notice.
think what they're saying is that there was a problem where he's saying that he updated the address, but they didn't do it.
Sure, and that's what I mean is if there was an error, right, with the court in
Gonna
Fulton
reach
County.
out to them and see if that's the case.
well,
You can Google it, Your Honor. It was a glitch in Atlanta's.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Berry, how did you update your address?
I called a bond company. That's what they entrusted me to do.
Update it, right? No.
Well, so I don't presume talk for their system, but that's what I mean is if it's a mistake on the court, right, and not
So
not the defendant.
what I would do is get into contact with the bail bond company and say, hey, man, this is what we did. You didn't do it the right way. We're gonna, if you don't fix this, there's a bail bond board that you can report activities to in the event that they mess up.
Sir, I understand, sir. Please, Your
Giving them one. I can't do it again. I never do, ever,
Honor. 3 days and
No,
I'll
no.
be there.
Well, and it is also worth noting it's probably good to update on the front end because he's on a deferred in our county before they revoke because there was a warrant issued out.
It's also on deferred here.
He is
For what?
for possession of controlled substance.
A less than a gram.
So, but the fact that he's open on deferred and no one has filed a motion to revoke, because initially all they see is the capias issued on August 15th. They haven't filed a motion yet, but that's my point is before anything else happens, if counsel does want to correct it for both reasons, for the extradition and for the local deferred, it's probably 2 birds, 1 stone to call Fulton County and figure out what happened with the court there.
Try that.
can we roll it tomorrow?
Yes, absolutely. Of course. I would reach out to the bonding company, say, hey, man, I did this. You guys messed up. Fix this. Otherwise, we can file a complaint. You're telling me you did. If you did, then that's the right thing to do.
Your Honor, I mean, I'm begging you, sir. I'm insulin independent now, and life has changed for me. I know I got in trouble in the past, but you instructed me to do something, and I done it step by step. I changed my life, everything, Your Honor. And
Barry,
sir,
the entire time I've been here, I've never once given a second bond.
So, Your Honor, if I may, if we do
Sure.
get information, would you be open?
I will never say no, but I don't know. I mean,
Well, I'd rather take I don't know than no, so.
right. I don't know. I don't know. I never want to say no, because you never know what someone else is going to provide you to show you that really it's not his fault. And if it's not, then,
Like I said, I've had it happen before where the court demanding
if it's really not his fault, would you
And then-
post?
Please.
No, but please, don't beg.
Yes.
Because last time we went in, you don't.
Yeah,
Let's see what they have. Let's go from there. And I don't want to commit you to an answer. That's really not fair.
Yeah,
So-
and in the spirit of transparency, I do show that he hasn't had any violations since he entered in the deferred because it was concurrent with dismissal of the others.
Yes.
So other than this, there have been no other violations. It was September of 2022, but it's just with the sheer amount of history, because it's one of the longest I've seen, is that's my concern. And
Saying he's been doing good.
well, that's what,
He's
so,
been doing very good.
Right.
They
So that's what I
requested
mean.
early termination for me, sir.
So that's the thing, it's just
Okay.
please.
so I want information from the court, because ultimately in the end, it's not whether, it's not the, how they prosecute the case, it's whether he's wanted and whether the KBS is true.
Diligence.
So-
Let me see what you got and let's talk.
Okay, we can.
I'm never going to, well, I'm not saying never because I always put my foot in my mouth, but let's see what, and we can regroup. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Berry.
See you tomorrow.
Good morning, Mr. Bora. How's jail?
No,
Ok, entonces solo. ¿Cómo está la cárcel?
How's jail?
¿Cómo es la cárcel?
fea.
Good.
Bien.
You now
Usted
have picked
ahora
up another DWI while you're on bond for DWI.
estaba libre bajo
You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent.
razonable.
Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
On October 13th, 2024, officers were dispatched in regard to a traffic hazard at West Belfort and Nobility Drive in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, officers met with the defendant, who was observed to be parked on northbound lanes with her truck on and in park and asleep at the wheel. When the defendant finally woke up after multiple attempts, the officers observed glassy eyes, constricted pupils, an odor of an alcoholic beverage, and swaying, as well as multiple open and closed alcoholic containers in the vehicle, and spilled alcohol in the front portion.
Alcohol in the car while she's driving?
Yes, Your Honor. She was not the only occupant.
Señoría, ella no era
The
la
defendant
única
admitted to consuming alcohol prior to operating the vehicle. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 2 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, in the one,
4 de 8.
in the one leg stand,
Paro de una pierna. But not too
2
fast, man,
yes.
thanks.
2 out of 4.
2 de 4 pistas en el paro de una pierna.
DIC was read,
Advertencia se leyó.
and the defendant
Y el
consented to
acusado
breath
dio
test.
consentimiento
The
previo.
results were
Los resultados fueron
.162 and .156.
.156. Thank you.
Is that her? Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's
Señora,
probable cause to go forward with the case.
Para seguir
What
adelante
is
con
that?
su caso. ¿Qué es eso?
I don't think she reads English, Your Honor.
Okay.
Do you want me to ask her if she knows if that's her signature?
Usted firmó diciendo que no vas a manejar. Sí.
Es mi juramento.
It's my swearing. My affidavit.
I want to express my deepest disappointment
Molestia más profunda.
and we ordered you not to drive and you promised us you would not drive. And now you picked up another DWI.
Otro caso de manejo ebrio.
Which I've already spoken with the state. We're gonna see what we need to work out.
I don't know if I'm going to take anything today, Marcos.
She has been in custody for 2 days, Your Honor. I understand.
¿Entiendes?
It screams to me that there are issues, and the last thing I want is to have her go back out there and kill someone. I mean, we have 2 DWIs in rapid succession, 0.19, and a bunch of alcohol in the car.
I will say, Your Honor,
Allegedly.
and I've already spoken with the state about the first one. The first one is not a strong case for the state. She's the one who called 911 because she was assaulted outside of a club. The fire department got there before the officers. They saw her in the passenger seat with a bloody face. And her arm was injured as well. I've already spoke with the state.
I don't remember. All I know that there was enough PC to go forward. There's an affidavit. She promises she's not going to drive.
I understand. There's also a question on the second one as to whether she was operating or not. There are 3 people in the vehicle. And again, all of this we're going to try to flush out with the evidence.
Sure.
That's where I was going to try to get her a bond.
I am going to set a bond, but I'm going to tell you now, because she drove in violation of the affidavit, I'm going to make it a high bond.
I understand.
You know, I'm setting both of your bonds at $15,000.
She does have an ISO judge, so that's why, in light of that fact.
She does have an ISO?
We just found out this morning, Your Honor.
Now have an immigration detainer. Do you realize what this means? Who do you have here that depends on you? Do you have any?
Los hijos.
My two sons.
How old are they?
¿Qué edad tienen ellos?
La niña 2 años va a cumplir el 20 de octubre y mi niño va a cumplir 6 años el 23 de diciembre.
October, my daughter will be 2 years old, and my boy in December will be 6 years old, I believe. 6 años, dude?
I was going to suggest, in the event that you wanted to work something out, that I was wanting to do a TRAS to see how best to go forward. But now with an immigration detainer, that's just, there's no, let me ask you this. Do you think that you'll be able to get her an immigration bond? Do you want to try?
She already has an immigration attorney. There may be a chance.
Pueda que haya una oportunidad.
Perhaps.
She's only been in the country 3 years.
Solo está en el país por 3 años.
I don't know.
But if she were to keep both cases open and pay the bond here and go with immigration, the 2 open DWIs, I don't anticipate them giving her a bond at all. She'd be a danger to the community.
You guys want to try or no?
We can always try, but she would rather, she's not gonna be able to pay those 2 bonds and an immigration bond. And I think a lot of the fact that the first DWI is pretty weak. We're gonna resolve both cases, dismiss one plea and one, and then have her sent to immigration, and then her immigration attorney is gonna try to get her bond. With
Out of a person, then try to get a bond?
One, she's over there, yes, because if she goes over there with 2 DWI, she's not gonna get a bond.
Porque si vaya con 2 casos de manejo, no le van a dar fianza. Yo entiendo, eso es porque.
One mistake can literally cost you your entire life. And I don't know if you understand or get the gravity of it. I hope one day you do. One simple mistake. Over. Like I said, I'm going to find that there's probable cause. I'm ordering you, if you get out on one ankle, to put a GPS monitor and not to be out in the middle of the night. You will be given a 9 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew. On your other ankle, you will get a scram monitor, so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. Again, I'm ordering you not to drive. But like we've said, there's an immigration detainer, so the likelihood of you getting out is probably pretty slim. Regardless, I'm going to set both bonds, or I'll set the new bond at 15,000.
And what, Your Honor?
15,000.
Su caso nuevo.
15,000 even?
Excuse me.
Yeah, 15,001. And I'm going to do the other one as well, 15,001 as well. You want to set off a week, 2 weeks? What do you want to do? I don't know if I'm prepared to do something today.
Yo estoy preparado para hacer algo en este caso. Hágase más
Can I run another court, handle some other stuff?
Ir a otro
then
tribunal y
Of course.
Come back, then I'll talk.
Take your time. I mean,
tu tiempo.
I'm never going to say no.
No decir que no.
I guess we'll talk.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
For sure.
El oficial.
Judge, we have one more.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Woods. Trevion Woods. Mr. Woods, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Or make it the cause number for this.
2533 007.
Okay. Officers observed the defendant walking in the middle of the street when a sidewalk was available next to him. And the officers asked the defendant for his Texas driver's license.
Again,
Yes, Your Honor.
jaywalking,
Yes, Your Honor.
again,
The officers discovered a warrant out for the defendant's arrest out of McLennan County for aggravated sexual assault of a child. And the officers detained the defendant and discovered a gun and 6 grams of marijuana.
hold on. So what, walking while,
He was walking in the middle of the
while
street.
black again? Again, jaywalking? Where?
Let me read the office report.
It sounds like you intend pursuant to the warrant.
But they didn't know that. I mean, it just, unless the officer knew him, I mean.
Yes, Your Honor. The DIMS just says the officer observed the defendant not walking or walking in the middle of the street.
So, dude, you gotta be careful in this life, man. You know, just do the right thing. It's not hard, man. All right, I'm gonna find no probable cause, Mr. Woods. You gotta be careful, man, you know? So is he on bond currently for the other case now as well, or no? You know what? Doesn't even matter. Just be careful in this life. You have but one life. How old are you? You're 24. What are you doing now? Working, school? Good. Get your education. The more you educate yourself, the higher you're going to rise up in life. It correlates with money too. The higher education you got, more money you're going to make in life, the better you are off. That's the rub. That's what you got to do. All right? Okay, man. Hang tight for me, okay? Please.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hi.
I am approaching on Ronald Smith.
Okay.
And so,
Oh, great.
Yes.
So I don't know why we had you not signed on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So I know I was talking to my client. So I had submitted I don't want you to think it was last minute. The motion on the sub was submitted in, yeah, in the PTI packet that it wasn't submitted last minute either. That was done last month with the previous sheet. Okay.
Okay, don't worry.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
How long do you want?
Just till the 30th. He's supposed to finish his anger management class on the 25th. And so if we could just do the reset to the 30th, that works.
Okay with
for us. Okay.
He doesn't have it done, but he's got to be here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're okay. Ms. Sexton, Mr. Smith wants to talk with you. Do you want to talk with me?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh. Hi, Mr. Smith. How are you?
I just wanted to apologize for my banter towards you this whole time.
You don't have to. I love the tenacity. I love the chutzpah, which you will, but channel that in a great way. Because if you do, the sky's the limit. Really.
This would have been over and done had I just came and approached you in a correct way instead of just being angry.
You know, let me tell you a story. I got pulled over a while back. The officer came to me. He was so aggressive. Why did you run that red light? What's wrong with you? So I said, you know what? I know I stopped. I swear I stopped. But the officer came at me like crazy. And I said, you know, I'm sorry. I was an idiot. Just, I'll do better next time. You know what he did? He let me go. So sometimes when you tuck your tail, you get more. You get more with honey than you do with vinegar, right? And it's always when you're with a person in power, especially with a person that has a power of arrest, you buck up to them, it's over. You're always going to lose. Just, that's what you do. It's called maturity as well, you know?
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Last name again, James?
Richardson, Judge?
Take a step.
Mr. Richardson? How's jail? Wonderful.
Missing bills, I'm missing life, I'm missing everything, missing my job, work opportunities.
You know, and one of the things, Mr. Richardson, you need to consider that when you're out there in the free world, when you're picking up cases, one of the first things that you should think about, even before you do anything, if I get picked up, if I go to jail, do I have anyone that's going to bond me out? Because when you don't, you were a very long time. You were on bond for 2 serious assault cases, and now you picked up a 3rd case. This is what happens. Your lawyer's asking me to give you another PR bond. No. It scares me. What are you going to do if we let you out?
I'm working with law enforcement to figure out exactly where the...
Don't talk about the facts of the case.
I have no interest in talking about the facts of the case. My concern is if we let you out, are you up to no good? That's my concern.
No.
We gave you the opportunity, and now here we are again. So
I'll be doing good. I'll be doing good. They let me out, I'll be doing good. And
Judge, he has a job lined up with the Port of Houston. He just wants to start working.
having your life now, Mr. Richardson.
my grandma, my sister,
your daughter,
my daughter.
Where's mom and dad?
My mom's in Dallas and my dad lives in Richmond.
Do you have no interest in getting in contact with either of them?
Yes, I do. But I work. I have paying jobs, different jobs. And I don't think my dad has a job. Or he is a
Stay up.
cop, something like that.
I don't know where he would go if we let him out, but I'm not letting you out on the street. So we need to figure out where you're going to go. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to be very hard pressed to just give you another PR bond.
he would say he would live with his grandmother.
Where were you living before?
I was living with her, but I spent time at my friend's house.
Okay.
That's not going to happen. I'm not doing this now. It's not gonna happen. We need to figure out a place that you can go to, that you've got a permanent home to go to, whether it's going to be grandma, mom, or dad. But friend's house, it's not going to work. And then I'm going to tell you, if I do let you out, you're going to have a whole host of monitors so I know where you are at all times. You've now picked up your third case. I'm going to do everything that I can to prevent you from picking up a fourth. Do you understand, Mr. Richardson?
Sure.
Okay, so, start talking around with family members, see who's going to, who's
Going
able
to
to take.
reduce his bonds at all, Judge?
Of course.
Can we reduce them to 2,500 each at least? I don't know if he'll be able to make that. So it'd be 25. Okay, thank you, Judge.
But I'm going to tell you now, I'm not letting you out on the street to just roam it, because nothing good happens on the street in the middle of the night and you just roaming it. So if you want to get out, you got to find a good place to stay. Grandma, mom, dad, somewhere where it's reliable, that you got a bed, and not just a friend. Do you understand, Mr. Richardson?
I would say a friend, but it was more of a partnership, business partnership, but they didn't hold up on their end at all. So you can, when my grandma could give me a PR bomb because where I work.
I'll let you guys figure it out. I got to handle a bunch of stuff.
Thank you,
Let me know.
Judge, we have an arraignment
Let me talk to Carl first. Good morning, Miss Lathan. Thank you, Mom, for coming. Appreciate it. Miss Lathan, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you. Okay.
Judge, the complainant reported being assaulted by the defendant, who is the complainant's daughter-in-law, at the defendant's residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant stated she was at the residence with the defendant for the complainant's son's birthday. The complainant advised she engaged in a verbal altercation with the defendant about the child not saying goodbye. The defendant got into the victim's face and the defendant lunged at the complainant as if the defendant was going to strike her. The complainant stated her son and husband attacked the defendant and the complainant, but the defendant was able to kick the complainant's right breast, causing a high level of pain due to recent breast cancer surgery. The complainant stated the defendant yelled, quote, "I will fuck you up," as she was pulled away. The defendant stated they had a get-together for the defendant's husband. The complainant became upset during that conversation, and the complainant was slamming doors, yelling and getting in the complainant's face, but did not kick the complainant as she was 9 months pregnant. The defendant was identified with a Texas driver's license.
I make a statement, Judge. And so this case was it 6 months later that it was filed? They never spoke to any of the witness. Janitha was present at that time. Terrell, who's a bailiff upstairs, was present at that time, which is Jillian's husband. He didn't want to go through the whole IED deal and give a statement just yet. But I did provide a witness statement from Janitha where she was there. She was 9 months pregnant at the time, Judge. She had her baby a week later. Her mother-in-law did have breast surgery, cancer surgery before on her breast, but she couldn't lift her leg up 3 inches, much less high enough to kick her in the breast. The police officer had none of the information with regards to Janitha being present. Janitha was there. There was the mother and the Terrell and the father holding the two back, I guess, from each other like this. It was split up and then that was it. 6 months later, charges were filed against Miss Lathan, and that's it. Officers never spoke with anyone, didn't get the other side of the statement. Janitha did provide a witness statement. The court can ask Janitha. We're open to the court asking the questions to Ms. Kimbrough, where she didn't witness anything after it was split up. They went home, I guess, Janitha, and then that was it. There was no physical contact, anything of that nature. Nothing.
Give a response, Mike.
Judge, I haven't read the offense report thus far. I know that this is what the victim has reported. I don't know who the investigator spoke to, but I know this was a delayed report. That's why the 2B warrant was filed.
There was no documented injuries, Judge, no photographs, no nothing. They just on their own volition.
Remember, this is just a probable cause, right? So, and the fact that, she's pregnant is unable to, I don't know that, right? So all this is a probable cause. It doesn't mean that you're guilty, right? Just it's a mere probable cause. There's still a lot before someone can be found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I mean, that's a lot higher standard than what we're just doing today. I am going to find that there's probable cause to go forward. What's the dynamic now? I guess it's 6 months down the road.
I mean,
do they want to have contact?
Do you still have contact with your mother-in-law?
So on Marilyn, is there still contact between you guys?
On and off, not too much.
Okay, so the only thing I'm going to ask is just don't have any threatening or harassing contact with this person. That's all I'm going to ask you to do at this point, okay? I'm not going to put any other conditions in your bond. Just be careful. Don't pick up any new cases. You got a great lawyer. I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court. Mr. Kamek will tell you when you have to come back to court, and that's all there is to it. Just be nice. Don't pick up any new cases, You guys have any questions?
That's it.
So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have just Michael create the bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you guys are free to go. Just do your thing and just have fun.
Judge, did you set up?
In court, your history speaks louder than your words. One mistake can be forgiven, a pattern cannot. Second chances are earned, but they are never guaranteed.